Hello everybody, welcome back to the Lost Mine Pokemon Trading Card Game channel. It is I, Landen Catler, back with another post-rotation deck profile for you guys. Today we're doing the Stevens Metagross EX, X-Boot archetype. We're also playing Empoleon EX at the request of someone in the comments. Shout out commenter. We should really find the name of the commenter when we do these decks at the request of a comment, but this deck may be a little bit of a meme. I do like Empoleon. It does give a bit of shout back to Hisuian Goodra V-Star, which is a sweet tanking deck a couple years back. But let's start it off here with 3 copies of Stevens Beldum. Notably does 2 for 30, 1 retreat, 70 HP. It's weak to fire, resistant to grass, which is relevant for Badoo. 2 Stevens Metang. It's got Metal Slash, 2 for 70, can't attack the next turn. And then the star of the show here is Stevens Metagross EX. And now this isn't like the tank version with the Stadium and the Carbink, but it's using it just as acceleration for both itself and then a couple other attackers in the list. But its attack or ability X-Boot. Once per turn, you may search your deck for a basic Psychic and a basic Metal, and attach it to your Psychic and Metal Pokemon in any way you like. So if anyone played with Vikavolt back in Sun and Moon with Vikabulu, basically the same ability, but it does stipulate the type it goes to, unfortunately. But it also does Metal Colors 200, and then it's 3 retreat, which is pretty hefty. But this is very similar to Vikavolt, very powerful energy acceleration, 2 energy from deck. It's not from discard, you don't have to discard them. It's not from hand, you don't have to draw them. It just is always there. You're always going to get your acceleration, and then you're just going to need to get them back into deck once you've used them all. Next, we have 2 Piplup. Pretty solid, basic here. Call for support, search for a supporter, put it in hand. 1 retreat, 70 HP. And then 2 Empoleon EX. Bit of a silly card. Not super sure on its viability, but I do think it's pretty solid. 320 HP, stage 2 metal Pokemon. 2 retreat, not 3. Ability, prevent all effects of attacks used by your opponent's Pokemon done to this Pokemon. So it's got like a built-in mist energy, which is pretty sweet. And then metal colors, 210. And it takes 60 less from attacks the next turn. So bit of a shout out to Goodra. It's only minus 60, not much minus 80, but it does have more HP than Goodra did. 210 is a very solid number. That extra 10 damage is quite relevant into like Fez, Latios, Ogerpon, lots of numbers. Lots of EXs get hit by 210. Then 320 HP is pretty tanky, so we're effectively at 380, and then it's immune to effects. I guess Terminal Period probably the biggest one, but pretty solid. It's pretty tanky. Probably going to take 4 prizes with this if you can combine it with a boss. Not going to be really that easy to one-shot it unless you're playing something like a Ceruledge or Blaziken EX, or I guess maybe Alakazam. No, this is really good against Alakazam, actually. But anyways, 2 Genesect. This is like the fabled metal setup deck that gets to play Genesect. Previously, only Goldengo got to play this, but this is just a fantastic consistency card for these metal evolution decks. Gets your Metangs, your Metagrosses, your Empoleons. Notably, no Prinplups. I don't think there is a metal type Prinplup either. I think Prinplup's only water. I'm not really sure, but
yeah, there is not.
There isn't?
No.
10-4. No metal Prinplup. Kind of sad. Empoleon's not coming out against Badoo. I was testing against Lucas, and I just never got the Empoleon out because he was playing a Badoo deck. So, but anyways, Genesect is just gas in here. If you ever played Dango with it, you know it's broken. Next up, 2 Lily's Clefairy. It is a Psychic type, so we can accelerate to it. Notably, it's only Metal and Psychic, like I said earlier, but double of these just for Dragapult, basically. Very good against Lucario as well, but you're going to have a pretty good time into Dragapult if you can get out of the Badoo lock, because you've got the super easy weakness, plus Metagross is a huge tank too. Then we got 1 Latios, 1 Fez, 1 Meowth, 1 Psyduck, 1 Badoo, and then a sick new Mega. This is actually in perfect order, I think, so this will be out before the same time rotation hits. Not in the next set. I don't know what I'm yapping about, but 260 HP, basic metal, metal colorless, 220 to one of your opponent's Pokemon, then you shuffle the energy back in. So fantastic synergy with Metagross because they get shuffled back into deck. You can get them back out. And then it just does 220. Obviously, this can snipe like Fez. Can't snipe Ogerpon because it's a Terra. Probably the biggest one's Fez, Latios, and then also Meowth. This is going to be 2 prizes. It's got free retreat. It's fantastic. Be careful. This is the 3 prizer. It's the only Mega in the deck, so just be careful with your prize maps. But really, really good option to have access to when you can accelerate to it so easily with Metagross. 4 Lilies, 4 Petrel, 2 Boss, 1 Brock, 1 Judge. 4 Lilies, we all know this is like every deck. It's the best supporter. Petrel is our Arven replacement. Going to be really helpful in these setup-based decks with Rare Candy, Stage 2s, getting the missing piece you need. Maybe it's Ultra Ball, maybe it's Candy. 2 Boss. We don't really need more than this because of Skarmory, but it's probably a really good idea to try to find a space for a third one. Just space is tight. We're trying to fit Empoleon, 2 stage 2s. We're trying to fit all these basics. You need a supporter line. It's pretty tough out here, but one Brock, one Judge. Nice to have these to search off of Ultra Ball on Meowth. Nice to have these, like Brock going second can be really powerful, and then it's really nice to have Disruption, obviously, with Judge. Let me clean up these Pokemon here. And then we have 4 copies of Ultra Ball, and 1 Buddy Poffin, and 1 Trolley for setup. This is a Trolley deck. You do want to go second. Trolley with Petrol is basically the same as Arven with Trolley previous to rotation. If you're playing something like Absol Box, you would know this. Nice to have a Poffin to have an out, also just an extra draw, especially when you're going first, to have outs to your Beldums, your Piplups, your Budew. And then Ultra Ball is just fantastic for finding Meowth, Fez, Genesect, any of your things, obviously. Next we have 4 copies of Rare Candy. We have 2 stage 2s. You kind of have to do it. Like I said earlier, pretty tough out here against Budew. You might just be cooked, but 1 Energy Recycler, 1 Night Stretcher, 1 Tool Scrapper for the last few items here. Energy Recycle is fantastic with the X Boot. Getting back 5 energies is 2.5 activations of Metagross to fully power up maybe almost 2 full attackers off of 1 item is fantastic. 1 Night Stretcher, easy to get things back like Fez. Usually this is going to be for like a Beldum that died or like a Matang or something. We all know Night Stretcher is broken. Tool Scrapper, nice to get rid of tools. We don't really want to play Jamming because Rocket's Watchtower is just fantastic. Every deck's playing Meowth. Every deck's playing Blood Moon. Lots of decks playing Noctowl. This is just an all-star post rotation. It's going to shut down so many engines. Also shut down Kangaskhan, which a lot of people are playing. We have 3, 6 Metal, and 3, 5 Psychic. We're favoring Metal because we have more Metal attackers than Psychic ones. But you have 11. You can find up to 2 off of your Metagross, so you can just go find 2 energies, attach for turn. Then you got 3 energies rolling. So this is the Metagross Empoleon deck. Maybe a bit of a meme. We're going to see how it goes in some gameplay. I do think this has some strong aspects. Like Empoleon is just a huge beefy tank that can't take effects like Terminal Period. Metagross is fantastic energy acceleration. I would be curious to see if just like the straight tanking with Metagross like and the Carbink and the Stadium is better, because you can go up to I think like 400 HP, taking minus 60, which is pretty fantastic. But I really do want to try the Empoleon. It's something that we want to give a light a day to. So thanks so much for watching. Please leave us a like, a comment, subscribe. You can look at myself on Twitter, The Lost Mine at Twitter. I don't think Lucas has Twitter anymore, right, Lucas? No more Twitter?
No more Twitter.
And that's all for today. Look out for some more videos and some gameplay with this deck. Thanks so much for watching. Take care.